Why Matthew Mott for the white ball coach?
Well, to be honest, I mean, as we say in nearly every press release, I think when anyone gets a job anywhere, they were the outstanding candidate. But I think that was absolutely the case in this instance. The coaching journey that he's been on, the varied coaching journey that he's been on, the fact that he's been in this game for a long time now, his mentality and his philosophy is completely aligned with what we want to do, and more importantly, what that England white ball side has done since, when was it, 2015, since the 2015 World Cup. So I think that the decision-making process was about someone who wasn't going to come in and disrupt that environment. They obviously have a very strong leader in Owen Morgan, but also subtly enhance it along the way. And then when there's a transition, whenever that might be, a transition in leadership as much as anything else, they're the right person to then take it into the next era. That was the criteria we looked for. Matthew Mott was at the top of that list for that, or came out on top of the list for that. And also what he's done in the women's game, what he's done with that Australian side is very much, actually, you could argue, is where the England team are when he took over the Australian women. And what he's been able to do with them, I don't think should be underestimated, really. And how he's gone about it, I think it's been a serious achievement. He has made the gap greater between the rest of the pack in the women's game, and I think that there's a lot to be said for that.
How important a factor was his relationship with Brendan McCullum, and did McCullum recommend him at all?
No, McCullum didn't recommend him. McCullum was not surprised, but he was pleased when I said that it's going to be Matthew Mott who's got that job, and that's when I then found out that, well, I knew they'd worked together, that I think he'd been a reference for him for the New Zealand job. So, no, I think part of it, that those coaches, it's not that they have to get on before they get into the job, but they have to be able to work well and have understanding of what the role is. Because what we did with everyone in the process on both red and white ball was make it very clear that this is how this is going to work. At times, you may not get your best side, especially in the white ball at the start. You may not get, and generally what you're talking about with is fast bowlers in this regard, you know, and obviously we haven't got lots of resource at the moment in that department, but it's just understanding that if you take this job on, this is what's going to happen. Is that going to be an issue? And none of them did. And I think they're both people that actually can work well with anyone, really, and they'll get the best out of any environment and any people they're working with. And I thought that was one of the criterias for why you want a head coach, you know, so not just the fact they can work with each other, but they can work with anyone.